You're listening to the Mind Your Business podcast. This Wednesday weekly win features one digital CEO here to show you how they did it. So, stay tuned. Hi, I'm James Wedmore, and with 17 years online, I've built my business to over $12 million in sales per year. And this is the first non-business business podcast that shows you how to apply the principles of spirituality, energy, and mindset to grow your business beyond your wildest dreams, all from the inside out. This is the Mind Your Business podcast.
Welcome to the Wednesday Weekly Win, our business breakthrough story series. Each week, we sit down with real entrepreneurs from our community who are building digital businesses and creating results that once felt impossible. These aren't overnight success stories. They're real stories of clarity, momentum, and the breakthroughs that happen when you finally stop guessing and start following a proven path. From first digital products to six-figure launches to building audiences and scaling systems, every conversation pulls back the curtain on what actually creates growth in a digital business. Because when you see someone just a few steps ahead of what you're doing, something powerful happens. You realize, maybe I can do this too. So let's dive into this week's business breakthrough story. This is the Wednesday Weekly Win. Hello, hello. Welcome back to my favorite segment of the week, the Wednesday Weekly Win. And today we have a special guest, the beautiful Rita, joining us today. Rita, will you introduce yourself to everyone listening on the podcast? Tell them what you do, how you help, and how you entered the world of James Wedmore.
Oh my gosh, yes. First, thank you for having me. I am so honored and so grateful. So I'm Rita Pira, and I help women alchemize emotions, alchemize the stored stories that live in their body, and honor their vessel, which causes them to lose weight, heal chronic pain, and just have these experiences that happen almost immediately, which seems very unrealistic and illogical, really. And I started BBD in 2024, and I went straight to BBD Live as well. And I discovered James a couple years before. I heard about him. I saw what he was doing, and I don't know what it was, but it was just like the exact timing that it popped up. And I was like, this is exactly what I need. And boom, I jumped in right away, and I went straight into the beta, and the magic happened immediately from there. So that's it in a nutshell.
I love that. I want to unpack your beta success for people listening, but Let's start with when you decided to create a digital offer. What were you doing? Were you doing one-to-one, or had you done one-to-many before? How did you come to the decision, I'm going to take this online, I want to offer it? And did you know you wanted it to be a cohort, like a course, or did you just start wanting to book clients through online?
Yeah, so this all started during the pandemic. I actually was living in San Diego, La Jolla, California, and I was working for an educational technology company, like sales. I've been in sales all my life, so this is kind of a natural thing for me. And when we were all shut down and during the pandemic, I discovered this app called Clubhouse. I don't know if you were on there or familiar with it at all. It blew up. Clubhouse blew up. And it was this like virtual social audio app where there's like these chat rooms. You could create your own room, like an Instagram Live, but with like a bunch of people all at the same time. And you can see all their talking heads, their profile photo. And I created my own room, and it met every single Friday at 5 p.m. And it was called Be Courageous and Confident AF to Manifest Your Dreams. So people started coming in. It became this big, massive, crazy thing. And like Grant Cardone popped in, Snoop Dogg popped in, Tyrese popped in. And it was like really insane. Hundreds and hundreds of people. And they would stay 17 hours, like just listening to me talk and getting live coaching. So I was like, wow, this is the vision I had. This is the dream that I had of like, this is what my group coaching would be. It's like this, but on Zoom. I was like, hey, if anybody wants to do this with me, DM me the word group and I will send you a link. I just created this like super quick makeshift checkout page, and 13 people signed up almost immediately. And they paid $444 a month before memberships even existed. So I did that already. And then when like just created that program out of thin air. There was no sales page. There was no, what am I going to teach? There was no, how am I going to do this? What am I going to teach about? It was like, it just kind of happened. And then when Business by Design came into my life and I saw Monetize Before You Make It, I was like, wait, I kind of did that already. Like I did that already. And now there's a process behind it. And let me do this right. Let me do this step by step. Let me do this right. And I could go into, if you want to know like how that happened now, or if you have a question before I
Yeah,
get into
no,
that.
that's great. Talk me through. I love that. Okay, first of all, I've never heard of Clubhouse, so that's incredible. Was that free?
Yeah, it was free and it was just this app, but you had to be invited when it first, and this is the kind of thing that I'm thinking about doing now with like my retreats or my experiences, which I didn't mention, by the way. I do one-on-one mentorship, group coaching, and retreats are my main thing. But I'm thinking of making it invitation only, like Clubhouse was. You had to be invited in order to,
It's cool.
like, you download this app and it goes, where's your invitation? Oh, you don't have one? Sorry, you can't join. And it was like, you get.
I love the exclusivity of that because that already makes it cooler. You know, you have to be, but yeah, that is cool. You have to be invited to the Clubhouse. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to check this out. Okay. So we've got this grassroots movement happening where everyone wants to join Rita for 17 hours live. That's insane. And you're building a small list off of that. And you had your 13 people that joined for your initial course. So tell me now what you did with Monetize Before You Make It.
Yeah, so that was in 2021. And then I joined BBD in like 2024. So between then, I just kind of coasted with that group. I didn't launch again. I didn't even know what like a proper launch looked like. I just kind of coasted. Those people stayed with me for years. And it was cozy. It was cushy. It was $444 a month. Plus I had my day job. So I was just kind of coasting. And then BBD happened in 2024. And when I first jumped in, like almost immediately, Jenni, it was insane. Almost immediately, it was like I got the energy boost. It was like a infusion you kind of receive from jumping in that Facebook group of everyone in there talking about all the stuff that they're doing. And it's just like you receive that energy transfusion. It's so potent. And so it was like almost immediately I saw, okay, what am I going to do first? What am I going to do first? Going through all the processes, the entire thing. I was like, wow, this is freaking amazing. This should be like 10K. But it was like, wow, where do I start? So I was like, okay, monetize before you make it. That's like kind of what I did already, but let me do it right and let me follow this process and to the T. So then I created this like a masterclass live event with a very well-known, amazing goddess of a woman named Lucy Lampy. And so we had like over 200 people in the workshop. But even prior to that happening, I had already filled my beta. Like prior to that session, that masterclass, I already filled my beta. It was through stories on Instagram. I was just like posting about my offer, the program. I was calling it Redefine Reality Academy. And then I was like just talking about it, and all the people that have been following me for years, I guess they've been like wanting something from me, and I just had not put anything out in so long. So that was it. I just put out Redefine Reality Academy beta launch. I called it a beta launch specifically, and I charged $1,111 for it. And it was a 3-month container. And then I made that lead into the retreat. So I combined the two offers together. The people that were in the beta launch, they funneled into the retreat. So I essentially made like 20K my first week in BBD. And it was because I filled my beta. It was $1,111 per person. Some paid in full. 4 of them signed up for the retreat. And that was just like instant. Just by sharing on stories and having conversations in the DMs before I even did the live launch with the webinar or the masterclass. Isn't that insane?
It's insane. And like, okay, talk me through your organic strategy. Like, are you at this phase, are you posting on Instagram? Do you have like an Instagram account where you're sharing micro content, or were most of these people familiar with you from Clubhouse?
So I have a following of like 60K, but at the time I had like 90. I've slowly been losing people. And I think it's because I'm changing so much. I've shifted so much that I'm losing the people that don't resonate, and the people that do are coming in. So it's in that kind of like.
Yes, we know it all too well.
You do. Okay, good. Yeah. So you got me. You got me. It's interesting because the people that have been with me since Clubhouse since 2020, 21, some even since 2013, 14, when I first started my Instagram and I was known as the juicing queen and then raw vegan Rita. And all my content was about just being vegan and juicing and all these things. So that was the shift. It's like, oh, so now she's this, she's no longer posting food and recipes and juicing and all that. But I think it's a mixture. Like there's people who have come into my program who have been like, I've been following you for years and I am so inspired by your journey. Like just seeing where you started and seeing you now is just so inspiring and so crazy. And I just love watching you live your crazy wild life. So it's a combination, I think, of new people coming in and the people who've been with me for a really long time who are just on the Rita train, just like, what the hell is she doing now? She's in Bali or no, she's in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's really encouraging too, because we have people like that in James's audience where, they'll go, I've been following you since 48-hour film school, and he'll be like, what? That was almost 20 years ago, and so
that was baby James.
Yes. And, I think that sometimes as creators, when people are at the starting line, either I can think of two people that I feel like your story really speaks to. One is the person that's just a content creator, where there's so many, we were looking at stats yesterday, and there's a statistic that's like something like only 4% of content creators actually clear making over $100,000 a year. Like views does not equal money. Like people think, oh, having a big following is, wow, 90,000 people. I wish I had 90,000 followers. It's like, that doesn't always translate to selling, and that actually you can create a following and then not know how to monetize it. And that's where BBD can really support. But then also for people who are like, I'm afraid to put an offer out there because what if I pivot? What if I change what I'm doing? Like your story is also applicable to inspire them as well, because you have done so many different things. And there are going to be people who are like, I'm just here for whatever Rita's doing. Like you want to talk about vegan food. You want to talk about manifestation. You want to talk about how to create your dream life. I'm here. I want to learn I want some of what Rita's having, and you don't have to worry about, oh, if I put an offer out, this is the one thing that I'm going to only be known for the rest of my life. You can pivot and you can adapt, and your audience, some of them may leave because, people are like, James isn't doing YouTube videos anymore. So he lost a lot of, hey man, why aren't you talking about the latest camera that I can use on YouTube? It's like, yeah, I don't really talk about that anymore. I'm talking about manifestation and crystals, and we've changed, but then there's also going to be people who are going, wow, I've loved watching the evolution of you. And hearing that should make it less intimidating of, oh, I'm scared to put my first thing out there, Why don't you walk me through where you've seen success in terms of growing your numbers, like going from I'm building this audience and I'm doing this for free, and you're just on Clubhouse getting snooped up, showing up to your lives, and then how you go, I'm going to put an offer out and now I'm going to build it into something that can actually make me money instead of just garnishing the attention or views.
Yeah, I love this question. And it really just made me realize what the secret sauce is that I completely forgot. So thank you for helping me to remind myself of what it is. It's courage to show up with the thing that doesn't make sense, but is just on your heart and you can't talk yourself out of it. Like it's just something that you're here to do. And it keeps calling you, keeps nudging at you, or it just comes out of nowhere and it feels so right. But then you get in your head and go, no, wait, but how do I do that? I can't because X, Y, Z. And then the logic kicks in and then you're like, wait, no, never mind. That doesn't make sense. Or no, I shouldn't post this because what will people think? And what if it doesn't work? And then I'll embarrass myself and then blah, blah, blah. But the magic that I've experienced and the abundance, so like I've made over 250K at least, if I haven't even added it up yet in my business, without even knowing what the I'm doing, just by throwing out things that felt alive in me in the moment. And then BBD came along.
Yes, I relate to that so much because for years, James has asked me like, well, what do you want to teach? Do you want to teach something? Do you want to have an offer? And I got stuck in this, well, I'm not really sure what it would be. And I don't want to commit to something and then find out that that's not it. And then have that let people down or have people be like, wait, why is she pivoting? And he was like, no, you just say that you're not doing it anymore.
I've done that so many times.
Wait, I could do that? And
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in our heads, it can be so much more complicated. And then when I went to go do my meditation membership, I've told this story before. I was like determined that I wasn't going to ask James to come up with the promotion plan for me. I was going to prove that I could do monetize before you make it and just follow his steps.
Yeah.
And I went to go post on my own Instagram account and I had all that stuff come up of like, I mean, like people from high school follow me. What if someone that I went to college with is like, what is Jenni teaching now? Like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can kind of like be becoming an expert in something with only people that are close to you know about. Or for me, it was really safe to lead meditations at James's live events because it felt very like gated. You know, it was like, it wasn't just open to anyone on the internet. It was like in the container of these people have found James. I'm his wife. They're enrolled in it. If they didn't like it, they're not even here for meditation. So they'll have a low expectation anyway.
Yeah, it felt safe. I was there. I saw you do it. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And but I got so nervous launching my own thing that I was like, it just felt so vulnerable. And then you do it. And same thing. It was like, you know what? This is just on my heart to launch. And like, if I get 20 people that want to do this with me, it'll be fulfilling and great. And I'm just going to do it. And then you start getting the feedback of how it's impacting people. And it's wild how our mind can talk us out of something that can really make a difference for other people, especially in an industry where if you're not hitting like the specific number milestones or you're not getting enough engagement on your posts or like likes on your videos, you can go, I don't know if this is making a difference to anybody. And all of that's just like noise and rubbish. You just like put it out to people who want to be in your audience. And then the people that aren't for you are just will keep walking, but you got to put something out. So let's talk about what did you do next after the beta and what have you created to make it, you know, something that's sustainable that can really expand with you?
Yeah, so this is really interesting because after the beta ended, I had to fulfill the retreat. And the retreat got insane results. Like women came to the retreat not with the intention of, oh, I want to be healthy and lose weight and heal this chronic pain. It was more like, I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling stuck, something's not right. I know that this is something that I need and it's just coming to me for a reason. So I'm saying yes to it and want to be with Rita in person. But guess what happened? One woman had plantar fasciitis, chronic foot pain, that she said it felt like she was walking on glass. Her doctor told her she had 6 to 8 months more to wear these special shoes and be in this pain. It completely healed as soon as she got home, completely gone. And she texted me saying, I lost 15 pounds since I got home from the retreat 7 days ago. Then she texted me again saying, hey, I'm down 19 pounds. This is insane. And my foot pain is like almost all gone. Then 23 pounds, then total 30 pounds within a month after the retreat. And no dieting, no exercising, nothing. So this is what, when I said, you're like, what do you do? Who are you? And how do you help? I'm like, I help women honor their vessel and alchemize stored stories and stored emotions. And these things allow their body to release the physical weight that they're actually carrying. And it heals whatever chronic pain they have. So this particular woman, she was 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door of her marriage. And her foot pain was in 1 foot and also the left side, the feminine side. So then after she resolved that, without needing to leave the marriage, by the way, completely healed her foot and lost 30 pounds with it. She's just this like radiant thing now. And that's just one example. So to answer your question, I started focusing fully on retreats more than anything. And the online digital program kind of took a back seat. Plus, because I was questioning, I was like, okay, it's called Redefining Reality Academy. It has my name in it. Isn't that weird? Is this a thing? Am I questioning it too much? Am I going too much into my head? Should I call it something different? Let me see what worked. What was the best part of this program they loved the most was the module, the very first module called Honor the Vessel. And Honor the Vessel is where you are focused on what you're putting in, on, and keeping around your body energetically. So this became now that main program, and that is the foundation of the retreat. So me putting out my beta allowed me to get the most insane clarity that like, oh, wow, this honor the vessel thing, this is it. This is causing women to literally lose weight without dieting, without exercising, and they're healing chronic pain. One woman even had this keratosis on her face that just disappeared after our first Zoom session, just literally disappeared off her face. Like magic. And they're all losing weight. They're all radiant. Like, and then now the most recent retreat I just had in January in Bali again. My mom even came to this one. She had knee arthritis and high blood pressure that she's been on medication for a really long time. So not only did her high blood pressure just disappear, she didn't take her meds, she didn't need them at all. Her knee arthritis, gone. She's walking up and down these stairs like it's nothing. And she's just like, look at me. Oh my God, this is insane. What's going on? And there's another woman who came with plantar fasciitis again. I was like, how is this a thing? What is this? So I'm like, should I host plantar fasciitis healing retreats? I don't know. But it seems like it's going in that way. But yeah, it got really clear that it's honor the vessel. And I don't think there's anything like it because it's not like, hey, I'm putting you on a strict diet or meal plan or let's work out and do this is the regimen. It's something completely different. It's all about the energetics and the spiritual and the mind, the body, the soul, just like alignment, energetic alignment, and the emotions that are stored in the body, the stored stories, alchemizing those, releasing those, freeing you from all of that. And then you become this clear channel, this clear vessel. Then the mind clarity comes in. And then the next level intuition comes in. And then your gifts, your soul's gifts that you've been kind of holding inside that are dormant come online. And then the courage comes with it. The confidence comes with it. All of these things just start to work. And then I start to help them with putting out their offer and their beta. So it's just this beautiful flow.
I love it. I swear you were like an Egyptian priestess in another life or something. She's giving Princess Jasmine, everyone. And yes, I love this. Okay, so I have a couple questions. When you start to do you have got the digital offer where you've done a cohort that I think you said the original one, they were with you for a lengthy amount of time, like 6 months or a year, just the original 13. Then you did your beta that was higher price point, but shorter container digital. And then you're doing the retreats. So did you find that in the doing of those betas, you were learning about yourself of like how you like to deliver? I just got chills. And yes, because like you are so energetic. So this element of I want to be live in a room with people, did the retreat start to emerge as the one offer that's like, this is what I love. I love being live in the room at a retreat.
It's so wild that you asked this. First, let me answer the question that you had about what did I learn about myself and like the teaching aspect of it. So I was an elementary school teacher. I freaking won an award my first year teaching in Arizona. It was insane. And then I ended up being a college professor and that just fell onto my lap. Like it was just so magical. And the class that I ended up teaching was sales, marketing, and public speaking. So the universe has been kind of nudging me in this direction of like teaching and speaking since I was a kid. And what's wild is that once I started teaching online and doing that group with that first original, like from Clubhouse, I made it a 2-hour class weekly. And I would go 3 hours. I would go 4 hours. I would go so long over because I felt like, whoa, they're paying me $444 a month. I better give them value. So I was over giving, even though they didn't need the extra time. So I had to learn this balance between like knowing that they're getting the value without you having to overextend yourself, because you're also then taking their time. Like they committed to this much time. So I never looked at it that way until way after. It was like, wait, they have somewhere to be and I'm just like holding them hostage. Maybe they feel bad, like they can't go. So interesting thing I had to learn there. So now I have better boundaries and all of that when it comes to that, and no guilt at all. And then when it comes to retreats, so that year that I had with that first year with that group, I was like, wow, wouldn't it be so great if we all met in person? I should put on a retreat for us. They're like, yeah. So it was filled automatically with those people. And I just got this mansion in Hollywood Hills and it was my very first retreat. I went so big with like the gift box and all the things inside and the planning. And I learned a lot from that one as well, because it was like this first in-person experience that I tried to do everything myself Like I was like, oh, we'll cook the meals together. That'll be fun. You get to go home and learn how to make vegan sushi yourself, which was awesome. But the prep and the cleanup and all that took hours away from the actual work that I intended to do with them. So lots of learning things. But the very first time I felt called to put on like a full-on real retreat was after I attended my yoga teacher training in Costa Rica, and I was in the jungle, and I was just like, I want to sell everything and live in the jungle. This is my life now. And 8 months later, I got let go from my job, and then I went nomadic, and it was like, oh, see, everything, I just spoke it into existence. Like, but it was like I got to experience what a real retreat was like, not one that I put on myself in some Airbnb mansion, but it was full on at this place in Costa Rica called Brave Earth. And it was for 3 weeks. I was living in the jungle, watching the teachers, how they're navigating every aspect of the retreat. I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And for some reason, Bali was just screaming my name. So then I announced it on Instagram without planning, without organizing, without a web page, without anything. I was like, boom, this is what I'm doing. Who wants to come? And I had like 13 people respond almost immediately. So that's the thing. It's like start before you're ready. And that's the thing that James says that resonates the most with me is like, just freaking start before you're ready. Put it out there. You don't need to know the how will unfold and you can do this and that later, but just putting it out there, especially when you're in the energy of it, you're like, yes, this is it. I know this is it, but I don't have the website done, but I don't have this done, but I don't have that done. And I have to do this and I have to do that. And then you don't actually put it out. You don't like give it legs. Then you miss out on that energy because that's the potency. And that's how I actually built my following that I have right now. I was in Bali and just had this idea to create this one reel. As I was putting, I was like, oh my God, this is going to go so insanely viral. And Jenni, it hit 25 million views.
Stop
like,
it.
Insane. And I got like 60,000 followers overnight. And it blew everything else up that I had been creating for the last, I don't know how many months, like everything now, if you scroll back to like 2020, 23. So you'll see like everything's like from 600K views to millions of views. Everything is blown up like insane. And that was from acting in the moment, taking that inspired action where I was feeling it. I'm like, I need to post this. I need to do this. I need to create this now.
What
and
was
the same
reel?
with the retreat. So it's pinned on my Instagram if you want to go look at it. But I'm in Bali and I'm sitting at my favorite cafe called Alchemy, ironically called Alchemy. And that's like the thing I do. So I look up and I see this dude and I'm like, he's so fine. Like he looks so good. And I'm like, I just keep looking up. We're catching glimpses at each other. So then I wrote him this little note and I passed it to the server and I had her give it to him. And I'm like filming this whole thing, like low key, like filming her give it to him, filming his reaction to it. He like smiled so big. He looked up and then all of a sudden he's walking toward me and I'm like shaking. And then he comes and sits with me and we talk and whatever. And then we go and we sit by the fire. It was like that whole experience captured, documented. And it just went insanely viral. Like women were like, oh my God, you're so courageous. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that.
I think I saw this and I didn't know it was you. Now I'm like, wait, I saw this video.
Like it's wild. People have stopped me in Bali. They're like, wait, was that you, that video? I'm like, yeah, that's me. And now I've seen remakes of it and I can't tell if it's like real or staged. And a lot of people were commenting saying, oh, that was staged. That was staged. I'm like, why would I stage that? But whatever. It was so powerful and inspiring to people. I don't know why. And it's just my normal everyday self that's me, right? So sharing that part of me went viral. But when I'm trying to be perfectly curated, crickets, nothing happens.
And let me ask you this. Now, I know people listening are going to be like, okay, but that's viral content, but does that help your audience? I would think that probably there's out of everyone who's seeing that video, obviously there's going to be a large percentage of people that are just watching it for entertainment that are like, oh, that's so cool. I want to have the guts to go talk to a guy that I think is cute. But then there's also going to be a big percentage of people that are like, who's Rita? What's she doing? Oh my gosh, she teaches manifestation. I love manifestation. And so you can garnish followers just off of this really authentic moment, right? Like, has your following grown based on your like manifestation content off of that video because that video went viral?
So what ended up happening from there was it blew everything up that I already had created. because they were like, who is it? Just like you said, who is this chick? What the like, and they're, I don't know. Can I swear on this podcast? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Matt will bleep it out. Of course you can. Okay. Right now there's a video that went viral. I saw someone do a post about it. It's this girl does, I think she does little cooking videos, but she's like, have you seen it? She like has a bowl and she like tosses the bowl up and it accidentally falls on the table and breaks. And it's this human moment of where she just goes, it like you can just see the heartbreak on her face that she was trying to do something cute in a video and then it broke the dish. And I saw this other content creator commenting on why the video went viral, because same thing, it has millions of views.
Yeah.
His take was that it's viral because the breaking of the dish was a pattern interrupt. And I was like, I disagree. I don't think that's what it was. It's that people in this digital world of very curated content and AI, they want to see this human moment. I just got chills. And like sometimes what's James is talking about this in his free training, that we have to be mindful as creative teachers and thought leaders, how we're using AI. Now we're kind of going into a different type of conversation, but because what's happening with the rise of all of this AI stuff is that it's also elevating the need for authenticity. Yeah. And that's the cool thing about it is that now with how many videos aren't authentic, when they go, oh, that's staged, oh, that's AI, when people see something that's real, like you in a moment going, I'm going to film this, I'm going to give this guy a note or my number or whatever it is, people go like, oh my gosh, I'm in this with you. Like, this is so emotional. This is so vulnerable. And I think that's why that video went viral, was because all of a sudden you're scrolling and you see this human moment. And when I saw it, I was invested in like, oh my gosh, is that like a family heirloom? Or did she buy that from Home Goods? Like, what happened to the vase? You know, like you're with another human being in that moment. And that type of content is what people really want. And regardless of what it's about, if you show up and you're just authentic on your page, then it will garnish the attention to feed your other stuff. So if you're approaching your social content as simply, I'm going to teach, every video is going to be about my list and who I serve and what I teach and what I do. Obviously, you need that on there because you want to use your primary platform as a funnel for getting people into your stuff, but don't limit yourself to that. Like, expand out and make fun, creative videos that's also showing your lifestyle or who you are as a human being. And that will help build your list. And I love that you shared that's like that video helped to expand all the other videos. When you discovered that retreats was like your thing, are you now using what's in Business by Design? Have you used those processes to build the wait list to retreats? Or because I know there's an episode that came out a couple weeks before yours with Chanel, who's using the waitlist process to fill out all of her retreats that she does over the world with artists. But I can see with your stuff, you could also use digital products as the funnel to like get people into a digital product. And then eventually the retreat is where you're leading them, which is essentially how James teaches. That's how you build the ascension model. Is James loves working in person he likes working in person and he likes working with people for a long period of time. So I want to build a relationship. So he always says like the way that he's built the pyramid, the ascension model of the business is what he really loves to do is like next level or the mastermind, which is working with people who have already seen success like yourself. I have something that works. I validated an offer. I'm growing my audience. But he wants to be on a call with them weekly or monthly. He wants to be in a room with them several times a year. And he wants to have them in a container where they're like, I'm dedicating you as my coach for 365 days. I'm in. That's what he loves to do. But the traffic of like, how will I support that dream of mine? If he just went, all I want to do is, high ticket retreats for people who are selling, $1 million in digital products, going, well, how do I create a funnel to find those people? You can actually create a new problem. It's like, now you've got like where am I going to, how am I going to consistently find these people? So it
You
organically
create them.
Yeah, but he
BBD
organically
creates them.
evolved in his business, but now it's like he loves helping people on the ground floor. So business by design becomes this like, I'm going to help people get started. And then what I really love to do is out of that group of people who are in BBD, there's going to be people who emerge that naturally are like, I want more connection. I want more coaching. I want to be in a room with people who are succeeding. And that becomes next level, which he and I always talk about, like next level are the events that we're like count. Even the mastermind, one of the mastermind members texted me yesterday. We were texting back and forth and she was like, I think I'm just going to come to next level because I miss you guys. I need to be in the room. I need more of this energy, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. Next level is like my favorite event of the year. It's the place to be. But I think it's so neat how he's designed it. And that's how he encourages people to design their business by design is like, when you find out the thing that I love to do is in-person retreats, then the digital offers become the funnel for the retreat, you know, like you don't have to go, oh, this means I'm not going to sell anything digitally anymore because I like in person. It's like, no, you just design it so that all roads lead to, you need to be in a room with Rita. You know, you need to come to if you really want the transformation, you got to go do this retreat. And I can give you a little transformation in the digital course, but really what we're doing is in person. Or it might be reverse. Like if you're like, well, what I love doing is delivering online from my house, like Lennon, one of my friends who's like, I love that I can just wake up from my living room in my pajamas and there's 200 people on a live with me. And that's like what he loves to do. So then your primary offer becomes come to this digital thing, you know, but what I love about how James designed it is it truly is by your design, you know? So I don't know if you want to talk about the way that you've designed your funnels. Like, how are you creating the constant traffic flow into let's fill these live retreats, if that's where your passion is?
It's so interesting because first I want to say that I've been inspired since attending BBD Live that I was like, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to have a room full of, and this is how I would do it. And I would have the whole place full of plants and make it feel like you're in Bali and not be a freezing conference room. Like I want to make retreats, but like scaled. So I actually partnered with a woman who has the same vision as me. And we are putting on an event called Unleash Your Brave in September at the Vinoy. And it's this 300-person retreat hybrid conference. So like that is where I'm taking it next. It's this, instead of these, I do the small intimate retreats where it's like 10 women. I don't do more than 10 because the level of transformation that these women have been getting was because it was like 8 to 10 women plus me. The attention they get, it's like one-on-one coaching in person. It's like the immersions that I do. So with that being said, having the program, which I'm about to launch again now, actually, I'm so excited that Business by Design is about to start again because I'm like, I'm joining the live calls as if I'm brand new with it. Go back into the processes. I'm going to use the waitlist process for my Bali retreat in January. And I'm filling right now actively the Costa Rica retreat in July. So it's like I have a lot of moving parts. So to answer your question about like funnel and people coming in, it's all through Instagram. I haven't even done a single ad yet. And I really, really want to, and I will. I have some resistance. I don't know what it is, but the second that I hit like record on the camera, I freeze. Well, and I'm live.
Would crush on ads.
My God.
Let me help you with ads. You would crush on ads.
Would you?
Yeah.
Please, would you? Okay. No, really. I need to put out ads because it's like, listen, seriously, this is not a joke. This woman literally lost 30 pounds and healed plantar fasciitis after spending 7 days with me. This woman lost 20 pounds immediately after one Zoom call because I got her to get her dad to move out of her house. And that was the only issue that was making her like hold on this weight because he's living in her home on her couch. She's avoiding coming home. She's eating out. She's staying out. She's overworking. She's stressed. She doesn't have her sanctuary, her environment, that one pillar of mine out of the others. But it's like, hey, look, if I put all this in an ad, you're going to be like, wait, what? Huh? Like head turning information.
No, wait, hold on. This is so good. This is great because I know there's someone listening that's like, I have the same thing. I won't get over it. So I'm going to coach you through doing an ad. I will freaking cut this episode into an ad. So it's like,
amazing.
Okay. So like everyone listening, here's how you just produce a simple ad. And I want to preface this with saying like, James is so good at creating an ad that you can tell him, he'll just go, what's your niche? How do you help? And you could say air traffic controlling. It could be something he knows nothing about. And he'll be like, okay, here's the ad. And then he'll just do it. So like watching him do that over and over and over, you start to realize it's a formula. It's a process. It's like so much easier than you think. But when you understand that it's just like a 2-minute call to action where you're attracting your people, which you're already so good at. So if I was going to say like, okay, Rita, I want you to imagine that, have you ever had someone invite you to read a book, watch a film, go to a restaurant, or go to visit a city, like some sort of experiential thing where the way that they invited you, you were like, I have to have that. I have to go. Just the way that they're talking.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm a Sagittarius with 3 placements of Sag and a manifesting generator. So when anyone invites me to anything, I'm like, always yes, automatically.
Yes. Okay. So you're an easy yes. Yeah. Well, I want you to think about that. Number one, you're naturally magnetic. So I won't have to coach you in that. But I want you to think about when you're talking to me, you're going to, and I'm your ideal client too, because I'm into all this stuff. I'm like, yes, invite me, Rita. I want to go to this conference. Speak to me like if I understood what you do at these retreats and the transformation that occurs, I would automatically be like, I want in, where's the wait list? So when you're talking to me, rather than coming from a place of like, what am I going to say? Who's going to watch this? Are people going to be like, who is this girl and what is she saying? Just talk to the one person that you're like, I know that if you understood what happened here, you would automatically be yes. And I want you to tell me, like, just say, my name is Rita and this is what I do. And then say, I'm hosting a retreat. Give me like 3 things that happen at the retreat. And then tell me 1 transformation that happened from a client.
Wow. So, okay, before I answer these questions, I need to clarify with you because one thing that has happened that I've realized is the way that I've been in my messaging, right, has been attracting women that don't necessarily have money to come, right? That's who needs it the most. Mm-hmm. But then I'm also realizing after attending Freedom Queen Live, I don't know if you're familiar with Bridget James Ling. Anyway, so I attended Freedom Queen Live and I noticed, there's a lot of really successful, heavy set women. How do I start speaking to them? And that's where this messaging kind of gets confusing because it's like, do I say that I help in general entrepreneurs or successful business owners, female business owners who have everything looking good on paper and everything's all good, but they're at war with their body or they're eating everything right, doing everything right, but still can't seem to lose the weight. So it's like those
That's
things.
the cool thing about an ad. You can create an ad for one person and then you can create an ad for a different person and then you run them both and you see which one pulls in more people.
Split testing.
Yeah. Like we'll run an ad that like I will cut testimonials specifically for. One of the things that BBD helps with is obviously you get all your time back because you're not spending all this time throwing spaghetti up against the wall. And who really needs their time back? Busy moms. And now that's not everyone in our audience. I'm not a busy mom, but I know that when I go into Business by Design, I meet people. I could give you a list of 10 people right now off the top of my head that I'm like, they were a busy mom with multiple kids. And now they have a multiple 6-figure business because they just followed what James said to you. So I know that that's part of our audience. So I'm going to cut an ad that's like speaking just to them, but then I'll also do an ad that's like, hey, if you're a digital business owner and you've hit a ceiling, like you've got something that works, you're at multiple 6 figures, maybe you're trying to hit 7, but you just keep hitting the same business plateau. Your offer isn't broken. Chances are you don't have the structure you need in your business. I can teach you how to do that in 3 days. That's the ad for like come to business breakthrough experience, So you're just going to say, I'm Rita. If you're this person, I can solve this problem. Here's where we're going to do it. And then give like a testimonial, like, my client Jame was struggling with this,
Wow. So good. I feel like I just attended BBD boot camp right now with you.
This BBD ad boot camp. We'll do a new segment of Wednesday Weekly Wins where it's like a win you've had and then something you're struggling with, and we'll just coach it live on the call. I'm going to pitch this to James and be
that's really good.
Do ad coaching on Wednesday Weekly Wins now.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. And that will inspire people also to listen, because instead of just hearing a win and hearing about someone's experience and what worked for them, like, hey, you're struggling with something too. What is it? Let me coach you through it to get you to break through to your next level.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, let me make it easy. So if you knew that I love woo-woo stuff, I love dialing up my intuition. And if I told you that for years or let's go with this, we'll do a real example. I'm on my pregnancy journey. In this summer, we're going to start intentionally working on getting pregnant. And Yay. If I was like, Rita, in the next 6 months to a year, and I'm open to the cosmic divine timing of the universe, my goal is I'm pregnant. So do you think that this retreat could be for me? And then just talk to me if you were going to just invite me to the retreat.
Wow. Okay, great. Yeah. So this actually would be so perfect for you, because you're going to be honoring your vessel, which means you're going to be conscious of what you're putting in, on, and keeping around your body, what you're absorbing. The energy, the frequency of the land is going to support you and hold you and uplift you and raise your frequency to the point where you are just a clear, beautiful channel to receive this soul that wants to be birthed through you. How perfect would that be?
Okay. That was like 70% of the ad. So then what I would do is I would just write you a hook. I'd be like, okay, Rita, the hook is, if you are someone that is trying to conceive in 2027, this is for you. You just say that. Then you say like, I'm hosting a retreat in Bali, or you could say like, part of the conception journey is learning to be the container for which life can show up. That's what I call honoring your vessel.
Yeah.
I host a retreat once a year in Bali where, this exactly what you said. You learn how to, I'm getting chills. You learn how to like honor your body, put good things in your body, be nourished by the land. The land is going to be supporting you in it so that when you lead this retreat, you will be primed and ready to receive this blessing of a being that's going to come in the next 12 months. If you want to learn more about this, drop your email below. And that's
my God.
That's it.
Oh my God. Wait, I just got chills because there's another layer to this that just came through right now. It's women who remember I told you how I help them alchemize the stored stories that are in the body, the emotions that they're carrying from the past and whatnot. There's something that you're carrying that is blocking you from this baby coming through. And it's clearing that out and digging into all the things that you might be carrying that you don't even realize. That would be the thing that would clear the channel for this to happen, to manifest.
Okay, so I take that and then I add a hook. I go, if you're someone who's been trying to get pregnant, if you're not yet, here's what's really going on. And then you say exactly what you said. There's something that you're holding on to that's blocking. I can fix that in X amount of days. Like you spend 7 days in Bali with me, that's going to be what we're going to do at this retreat. Drop your email below if you're interested. And that's it. And people overthink ads, but it's just interest. It's like, you have a problem, I can solve it. If you want to know more, put your email down. And then, the free lead magnet or the training or whatever the process of the funnel like leads them through. And then you're going to have a percentage of conversion. But the ad is just capturing the interest. And I'm already like, Rita, where do I sign? When are we leaving? When am I booking my tickets? Let's go to Bali.
Wow. This is you're so good. Holy no wonder James married you, girl. You are like literally the female James Wedmore.
I'm the biggest compliment of my day. I will tell him you said that. I feel like we've unlocked a whole new segment for the podcast here. I can't wait to tell him about this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
I am an alchemist,
Well, yeah, I know. And James always says, when you've got something that works, when you've validated an offer and you're growing an audience, you just need more traffic, and there's 2 ways to do that. Produce more content like you're doing, like have a video go viral, and ads. So you start adding ads on the fire and it's like, lighter fluid. And all of a sudden you've got like, you're going to have a good problem because you're doing it.
That's amazing. And I actually have a new nice big budget for ads, which I have never, ever done or had. And now I'm like ready to do this. So how cosmic, how perfect, how divine was this conversation to help me to do that? I'm so energized. I'm excited.
Me too. I'm excited. And now I want to go to Bali.
You should come.
Katrina,
January. It's in January. 2027 is the next one.
I'm serious. Send me the information.
Really?
Who wants to go to Bali with me and Rita? Let's do that.
Oh my God, epic. Yes.
That would be amazing.
It's an annual thing I do in January, every January. It's like, who doesn't want to get the hell out of wherever they're living and go to Bali in January?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I think a few days ago, I was talking to Katrina about Bali because we were joking. She lives in Singapore. And I was joking like, well, you come see me twice a year. I should go see you. And then we should go to Bali. And that was just a couple days ago that we were talking about the divine cosmic flow of the universe. Okay. Now, circling back to our success story, Rita, what would you say to people that well, now I could say, what do you say to people that are hung up on, I'm stuck on what I would put in an ad, but what would you say to someone who, like you, has been like, if you were at that starting point, like when you were on Clubhouse and you were like, gosh, all these people are showing up, how would I monetize this? Like, what would be your piece of advice to them to get started?
Oh my gosh. Well, I tried to do everything myself. And one thing I learned from BBD was immediately hire somebody. I hired a VA, not just one, but two people to help me. So one VA and a podcast editor, because I have a podcast as well. I think that's the thing is like, don't do it yourself. You can do it alone. It'll just take you a longer time. It'll probably cost you even more in the end. And Googling things and trying to find it and figure it out on your own is only going to drag it and make you very likely lose the energy behind it, the desire behind it, and you'll feel discouraged. So having the right teacher, having the right coach, having the right support, having the right container is so crucial to success, to momentum, to having just somebody in your pocket that can always be there to answer a question and to support you and encourage you when you want to give up. So that's what I would say, especially if you're just starting out. I wish that I found BBD way before I invested tens and God knows how many thousands of dollars that I spent, because all I needed was BBD. I didn't need anything else. And I know this for a fact because I just invested in another program, a 10K program, by the way. It was a business program where this woman exited her company. And I was like, oh, wow, she definitely knows what the she's doing. And she's claiming that I will be the CEO who knows what the she's doing by the end of her program. But the whole time I was just like, wow, this is like beginner level BBD. Like, I can't believe I just wasted 10K for this freaking program. What a joke and waste of time. And I didn't need anything else other than to go back into BBD. So take that for what you will.
I tell James all the time that when because I was dating him when he was like at the very, very, very beginning phases of his digital business, like he just had who still works with us, our BA Clint, watching what he's put in there and knowing how long it took him to figure that out himself. I saw it and was like, you just gave people a 10-year shortcut. I cannot believe that it's this cheap. Like, why do you not charge 5 times more for this? Yeah. And his answer is so sweet and moving. He's like, because I had to find the sweet spot price where I felt like I wasn't undervaluing what it's worth, but I want it to be available to as many people as possible. And yeah. I was just like, oh my gosh, I admire that so much, because it truly is a program that will take you to any level that you want to go. And most people gate that, like, it'll be like, this is the beginner stuff, and that costs what BBD costs. But then if you want to go to like multiple 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures, you have to pay more and more and more and more. And he doesn't do that. It's all inside the program. Even when people we've had people enter his mastermind where they are coming in as a multimillionaire and they go, James, where do I start? And he's like, well, I just gave you business by design. So go into business by design. And like people who are already at $1 million are watching the content going, I wish I would have had this. This just blew my mind. I'm going to implement 3 processes right now. And people think like, oh, isn't that a different program? Like, no, it's just higher touch point, more access to him, more coaching, like more one-on-one is what he does in the higher ticket programs. But every single process, every instruction manual, all the how-to is inside Business by Design. It's like the instruction manual for everything. And
it's really well done.
Every single launch, like now we're adding stuff into our business because AI's gotten more advanced, and he always has new processes that he comes with every year. And immediately he puts it in Business by Design. So now Business by Design has all this AI integration stuff where it'll like tell you where to go in the program and calculate your launch for you. And you don't even have to do math anymore. There's like a
Oh my gosh.
bot in there that calculate, like you can just go, I want to make $100,000 in my next launch. How many leads do I need? And it calculates it for you. So it's crazy. It just gets better and better and better and better. But yeah, I agree with you. When I saw it, I was like, this is a really good deal.
Yeah, I know. And I'm telling you, I was in this 10K program. I was like, this should be like 2 or 3. But she's just this higher level woman that has her price tag is higher. Like her retreats are probably 15 or 20K, you know? So, but yeah, I'm just like, oh, I shouldn't have. And I could have just gone back into BBD, like lesson learned, very expensive lesson to learn. And you know what else I love about BBD and what James does is that he opens the doors to all students to be able to come and join the live calls that happen every time. So it's not like you pay for it once and then that's it, you're done and you just have the recordings. Like you get to actually join in on all the calls that happen in real time. So wherever you are in your journey, you kind of get to like experience it from a new lens and a new vantage point. So that's, I'm really excited for it to start up again. And thinking of being an affiliate for the experience, the BBE, and
Come on, girl. Let's do it.
Yeah, I would love to. That would be amazing. Also, I have a podcast. It's called Redefine Reality. And I'm wanting to share this episode on there. Would I be able to do that?
Yes, totally. Would love to. Absolutely.
Cool. Yay.
I love it.
So cool.
Where can people find you, Rita, if they just heard our ad that we created for your retreat, or if they want to work with you, or if they want to go see the spiral video that you did?
I love you so much. You're so funny. Wait, first, before we do that, I want to tell you, when I saw you on stage at BBD Live and you did the whole spoon thing with the meditation with the bending the spoon thing, and just your energy and how you show up and your whole, everything about you, I was just like, if she and I met, we would be such good friends. Like I just knew.
Yes, please move to Sedona. I need friends.
Oh my gosh, I love
James,
you.
I'm going to Bali with Rita and Jenni.
Yeah. Hi, James.
James just walked in, everybody. Rita and I'm joining Rita's retreat. We're doing a Wednesday Weekly Win podcast episode. And I just got over her fear of running an ad, and hopefully the listeners as well. She's afraid to run ads, and we got over it on the call. He's like, you're the ad queen now. So
ad queen. I love it. But yeah, so people can find me on Instagram at Rita Pira Official. And my website is just ritapira.com. You can find the retreat information and all of that. And of course, I have a link in my Instagram bio that takes you to all the things. I also am curious. I would love to pick your brain real quick, since I have your genius ad queen vibes right now. My podcast is called Redefine Reality. It's been that since its inception in 2020, right? But I'm thinking there's this pull to calling it like healthy, happy, hot. Okay, so your
I do love that. I love them both. Why I like Redefine Reality is because it does create this personal brand association with your name. And I think that's actually a positive thing. But I do love the name Healthy, Happy, Hot. My immediate idea is you could release Healthy, Happy, Hot as a secret podcast and use it as Redefine Reality presents Healthy, Happy, Hot, and kind of test the audience of it. I like them both. And James is funny about names. He always says well, it doesn't really matter what you name it, people will find it. And I'm someone that's very no, I have to be invested in the name to listen to it. I think you've got 2 good names. But so you couldn't go wrong. But yeah, I think Healthy, Happy, Hot is awesome too.
The retreats were also Redefine Reality Retreat. And then this one in Costa Rica, I called it Catalyst, because my clients and everybody just says you're such a catalyst, you're an accelerator, activator. So these words, and then Catalyst Costa Rica just sounded so good. But the Redefine Reality.
You could call it Catalyst Costa Rica.
Costa Rita, Pira Rita Pira. And it's so funny because my name is Ritapira. So it's
immediately I was like, Professor Pira sounds like a character from a Marvel movie. So I love it.
But I was an actual professor.
I know. That's the great part about it.
So good. Jenni, will you come on my podcast? Will you do an episode all
girl,
about
let's do it. I would love to. Absolutely.
Okay, and then let me know when I can come to Sedona, because I really will come.
Anytime. I
haven't been yet. I know it's such a vortex. Like, I lived in Scottsdale for 4 years, but I've never made my way to Sedona.
Sedona it's like a sacred spot. In fact, Chanel that I was talking about, I'm going to tell her she needs to connect with you about your retreats, because now she's popped in my head twice since we were talking. But she came to Sedona, and I won't share her personal news, but she went hiking on this beautiful cathedral rock, and she received something intuitively while she was hiking. And then she had a reading with one of our dear friends I call him my Rottweiler's girlfriend, but she's our dog sitter. And my Rottie is like obsessed with her. And she does angel readings. And she did a reading with Chanel. And she was like, in the reading, Elizabeth brought up what I had she said, this is a time in your life when this is going to happen. It was exactly what she received from Cathedral. And then when she got home, it happened. And then she found out that this thing that was happening started to happen like the day before she went on that retreat. So it was like the wheels were already in motion, but she didn't know yet. Yeah. And then she started to receive it and get confirmation for it. And I was like, that's Sedona, you put something out there and she speaks to you, so you would love it.
So juicy. I love it. Yes.
So good. Okay. Everybody, will link Rita's stuff up in the show notes. If you want to go find her, go follow her. If you're interested in coming to Bali with us in January.
I love it so much. Oh my God.
And I hope that this episode inspired you. Let me know, send me or Rita a DM if having a segment on these episodes where we also do something that's holding you back in your business, and we have a little business breakthrough after we share the success story, like we talk about what's working and then we go, what are you stuck on? And we have like a little breakthrough edition too on these Wednesday weekly wins. I think that we just created an alchemist evolution of these episodes for even more inspiring content. Send me a DM and let me know if you guys are interested in hearing that. Rita, thank you so much for making time today. This has been so delightful. And if you love listening to these guys, come back every week. These are my favorite episodes to record. And I'm so blessed that James, I kind of elbowed him out of the way to let me do these because he used to record these. And I was like, maybe I could take over recording the case study.
Well, you're crushing it. It's so good. So good that I want you to come on mine.
Oh, yeah.
No, but let's do a segment where we're live coaching people. Because I love it. I use Riverside now, not Zoom.
Yes.
And so we do actually live stream and people live call in and ask questions and get live coaching. It's okay.
Cool. DM us if you want to come join me and Rita for live intuitive coaching.
Oh my God, I love
it. I love it. Okay, everybody. I'll catch you next time on the Wednesday Weekly Win here on the Mind Your Business podcast, and we'll see you soon.
What's up, digital CEOs? The Business Breakthrough Experience is live and happening right now. And if you aren't a part of this, you are going to have FOMO later when you see the incredible breakthroughs that digital experts like yourself are experiencing from this training. In fact, every year, thousands of entrepreneurs write into our customer inbox to tell us that this training alone is worth more than thousands of dollars that they have paid in other training. James is giving away so much free value, you have to grab your seat because it's only available for a limited time. In fact, as soon as you register, you'll get instant access to the complete Training 1 replay and invited to all of the success story panels that we'll be hosting throughout the week. Training 2 goes live on June 16th and Training 3 on June 18th. And the replays of the panels and the training will only be available for a limited time until June 25th. This is your opportunity to hop in one of the biggest, best, most comprehensive free trainings of the entire year. James has already given away 9 free resources for business owners, a digital dashboard that calculates key performance metrics, an hourly calculator that shows you how to measure how much your time is worth as a CEO, specific guidance on how to determine what tasks are actually valuable in your business and where you might be holding yourself back or wasting your time and energy, an exercise to transform the way that you see your life, your business, and the way you've been operating so that you can step into the role that your business needs you to fill. All of this is available inside Training 1.
And coming up on Tuesday, he'll be sharing one of the most pieces of free coaching he offers all year, the art of the irresistible offer. This is where he unpacks the 7 ingredients every digital offer needs in order to become irresistible to your audience so that you can sell with ease, and his 6-step framework for making money on demand. And then in Training 3, he'll bring it all home and show you the exact gears every business needs to turn your business into a repeatable, scalable, money-making machine. Because let's face it, most businesses require more energy and output from you. But when you build a scalable machine, that's when you get the freedom back in your life. The more structure you have, the more freedom you get. And James can show you exactly how that's done so that you can start working less, making more, and build your business by design. That's all happening inside the Business Breakthrough Experience, but only for a limited time. Head on over to businessbydesign.net/BBE. That's B for breakthrough, B for business, E for experience to get registered today. Trust me, you'll be feeling guilty that you didn't pay for this. Head on over and grab your seat today.